Erin Campbell, and this is my March spread for 2021. This theme for this month is going to be little cute cactuses. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so as I just said, my theme for this month is cactuses, and as always, I always start off with my little quote page on the left-hand side. And this time I've done it from A Simple Favor. Now this is a movie starring Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. Everyone has a dark side, some of us are better than hiding it than others. I just thought it was a really kind of thoughtful quote. Just gives you something to think about. Now in terms of the actual title page, I did want to keep it fairly simple, so I only did one little cactus, and it's going to be very colour block. So as you can see, I've just gone in and coloured in the cactus in my lime green pen, and using all of my green shades that I have in my Crayola Super Tips collection, which is the 24 pack if I remember correctly. So I've picked out all of my green shades from that collection, and also using a fluorescent pink. I thought it was a very nice contrasty colour that will make the green pop. Now I thought the best way to colour this in most efficiently and quickly was to stick a blank piece of paper behind it, and then that way I wouldn't have to be very detailed and controlled around the edges. I can just be as fast basically. And going back over to my title page, like I said before, I'm just using this fluorescent pink colour and going in and colouring the background of that little square. And now moving on to my monthly spread, again keeping up with my number for the month just on my monthly spread. So obviously March is third month of the year, third month of the year, so I just pop that in the top right hand corner. For this monthly spread, I didn't want to get too detailed in the design, so I've kept it fairly simple, even with my handwriting style. It's just no particular font, this is just my style that I write in. And along the bottom put some colourful nice little designs for my pot plants with some succulents and cactuses. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day, like day by day. Now keeping on with my cursive for March spread, this isn't a particular ongoing theme throughout the month, it is just what I did in the title page, so I thought it'd be nice to carry it over and fill in this empty space that I had in on the side. As you can see along the bottom of the page, I've got my notes section. I didn't feel that it needed to be as big as before, so that's why I put that underneath the actual calendar spread and then written March along the longer space on this right hand side. And as always, nothing is complete without a drop shadow. Just going in again with my lime green Crayola Super Tips marker, and I'll go back in and write in the dates on top of that just with my black pen. Now I didn't want all of the cactuses to look the same, so I have played around a lot with the green tones that I do have in my Crayola Super Tips collection. And again, with the actual plant pots, I've messed around with the colour there just to give it a little bit more vibrancy and a bit of a change. And onto my mood tracker. Obviously, because I'm doing cactuses and succulents for this theme, I wanted to continue that over into my mood tracker. This one was very time consuming, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it turned out really well, and especially once I've filled it out and colored it all in, it's going to be super bright and super vibrant, and it's going to look really nice against my sleep tracker on the right hand side, which we'll get to in a minute. So as you can see, I did sketch everything out beforehand just so I could get a more idea visually of the spacing. I've gone through and just outlined all of those and left them blank because obviously I'll be coloring them in as I go through that month. Now onto my sleep tracker. Again, as I've said in previous videos, if you haven't watched them already, I'll link them down below. Please make sure you do. My sleep tracker is going to be the same throughout every month for this entire year just because I know this is what works for me. Having done bullet journals for the last 2 years, I've played around with certain different types of sleep trackers and ways to go about them, and I found this is the one that it just is easier if I want to go back and have a look at my sleep schedule. This is the one that is more efficient for me. And this is my first weekly spread for the month. Again, if you haven't seen my other videos, I do only create one of these at the start of each spread just because I don't really utilize my weekly trackers as much as I do my monthly trackers. So I've left a spare page at the end of this spread should I want to make another one. And onto my habit tracker. This one I did want to go back to my little box style format for the actual trackers itself and keep them separated. And I just had some empty space inside, so I decided to draw a big ass cactus. Again, continuing on using my calligraphy but only for titles. I thought this was a good touch and it didn't take up too much of my time having to do it for everything else, and I could just do print writing for everything that was basic and wasn't a title. And I did think this was a little bit dull, obviously, like once I filled it out it will be a lot more colourful, but I wanted to give it a little pop of colour, so I just added in a fourth triangle behind my habit tracker spread. Onto my expense tracker. Again, this is going to be very bland and exactly the same as every other month because this is what works for me. But I do encourage you to try some other versions of it and see what works for you. As I've said in previous videos, I don't have that many expenses at the moment, so having them all in one spot and not having them separated into categories works for me, and that's fine. And the last page for the spread is my monthly playlist. Now this is a new category that I have put into my bullet journals this year, so I wanted to change it around, and I thought this was a nice little modern piece and something that I can make really colourful, so I've drawn in just a basic smartphone. I'm not entirely sure if this is an iPhone or what it is because I have a Samsung personally, so I get a little bit confused when I see phones these days that don't have a home button. I'm like, how do I get back to the home page? But that's a me problem, so. And for this month, I've only put in 5 little selections. I don't need that many, but if I ever find more, then I will gladly add them in. And as you can see just behind, I've put in this little AirPod case, just with little cute cactuses on it, because there's got to be cactuses on the page somewhere. Yet I just see the irony of it now that I'm rewatching it back and doing this voiceover, that I put in old school headphones, this is the kind that I have, which doesn't necessarily make sense to have with an AirPod case. But that's okay. Continuity isn't that important for a bullet journal. Just so long as it looks aesthetically pleasing, I'm happy with it, so that's all that matters. Now it is a little bit hard to see on the camera, but I did try my best to put in some details into the pots and make them striped. The camera's not picking it up all that well. Oh wait, there we go. Now it is. Maybe it was just a change in lighting is all we needed. Now I felt the page was still a little bit dull, so I wanted to colour in just some of the playlists as it would show up on like a Spotify account on your phone. And that is it. Time for the complete flip through from the start of the month. Oh, if I can get my camera to focus and stay still. And that is it for my March spread for 2021. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below any of the themes that you would like to see in the future, or just anything in particular that you liked about this spread. Thanks. Bye.